All right, here we go again, folks. A lot of news coming in under the new administration. I'm going to wait just a minute and let people have a second to come on. There's been like a lot of chitter chatter about what's happening in the United States. We're going to give people a couple minutes because people are pretty scared about what's happening right now. And I want to give people just a minute to come on and talk about what's happening is immigration. The is uncontrolled immigration really the cause of rising crime here in the United States? That's what I really want to talk about tonight. So we'll give people just a few minutes. The numbers are really staggering. How many people have come across the border, and how many U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, they encountered 2.48 million migrants nationwide who were attempting to make an unauthorized entry into the United States. Plus, over the last 3 years, there's an estimated 1.7 million illegal border crossers that have entered the United States undetected. How do they come up with the numbers when they say they're undetected, first of all? But second of all, if they're saying 1.7 million, is that even an accurate number, honestly? People are worried about the possibility, especially lawmakers, that uncontrolled immigration is causing a rise in crime rates across the United States. So they went in and they asked the GAO to update it, and they haven't done an update since July 17th of 2018. Neither one, man. Neither one. We have bigger pressing issues. Like, honestly, what are they going to do? What is the federal government going to do for me and you to protect us? Um, I think that the big thing that we have to look at, honestly, is all these non-citizens that are coming across are putting a heavy burden not only on the welfare system, but they're putting a strain on resources around the country, including us having to incarcerate them in federal, state prisons, and local jails. And I do work inside of a treatment center. Yeah, yeah, and I think that that's honestly what's happening. And I think it's going to boil down to that we're going to have to protect ourselves. I totally agree with you, Coral. I totally agree with you. The GAO, they did issue a report and update, but it doesn't even provide the information Congress needs to determine the extent to which uncontrolled immigration is contributing to an increase in major cities around the country in the crime. And we all know that there's a huge, huge problem. I want to talk about it because many people are scared now that the Trump administration is going to be taking over, feeling that families will be separated, that there won't matter if you're a legal citizen or not. I don't think that Trump is the answer to every problem in this country. I think that we have to get involved on state and local levels, really, really get involved. But the problem is that no one knows how many of the 5.4 million migrants that the Biden Harris administration released into the country, they don't know how many of them are committing crimes. So, nor does anyone know how many of the almost 2 million gotaways. How did they know there's 2 million gotaways? Like, seriously. If you go to jail, you get separated from your family. Well, but the thing is if you tried to go over to another country, okay, let's talk about this realistically. If you tried to go to another country legally, you're not going to have the support from your family, first of all. And yeah, you probably will be separated from your family. I mean, that's the reality of crossing into a border. And in some countries, if you cross into that border illegally, you're probably going to face way worse consequences than you face here in the United States of just being separated from your family. Here in the United States, our prison system people are still spoiled. You know, they go to libraries, they can reach out to an attorney, they get 3 meals a day. It's not that way in other countries. It's not that way. You go to another country and go in there illegally, you might be boom, done, you know? I mean, honestly. But the thing is this report that they did, that they sent in, is diminished because of the fact it bases its statistics and comparisons of non-citizens instead of on migrants who entered the country illegally during the current administration. So the Department of Homeland Security uses the term non-citizen, right? Non-fucking citizen, to refer to all migrants, which includes migrants who are here legally, in addition to migrants that aren't here and that are in violation of our laws. Scrody McBurger. What? You know, why do we always have to have idiots? This is, I gotta, well, that's cool. You know, I don't think that people really understand what it's going to do to our resources right here in the United States. I really don't think that people get it. And I'm not against anyone coming into the United States legally. There's a process of doing that. And sometimes the process is not easy on the people that want to come here. But the thing is, folks, is that are we going to see a major change in 2025? That's the big thing. Yeah. Hello, Stephanie. So, with all these statistics coming in and the criminal activity of migrants that are here legally, which is not really relevant to whether uncontrolled illegal immigration is causing an increase in crime. That's the bottom line. You know, another limitation is that the federal agencies, they do not collect comprehensive information about the citizenship of inmates in state prisons or local jails. And only 10% of 1.9 million inmates in the United States are incarcerated in federal prisons. The rest are in state and local facilities. So they really don't have good numbers. That's a huge thing. And according to the CATO Institute, Texas is the only state that records criminal convictions and arrests by immigration status. That probably should be done nationwide. Because why should you and your tax dollars, or my tax dollars, honestly, be taking care of people that are here illegally? Just saying. We need someone to definitely do something. I never call for violence, right? I don't. But there's another source of information, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and they're talking about migrants who are incarcerated in state prisons or local jails. And on December 31st of each year, that bureau does collect information about the citizens of inmates in the state prisons and the local jails. The problem again is the information is not accurate. So there is a huge, huge problem. I was living down there. Yeah, well, wow. Possibly. I mean, possibly there, Gear Jammer. I mean, the main thing that concerns me is we all know that the homeless population has increased and increased, especially in major cities, right? Especially in major cities. And then when we incarcerate somebody, it runs roughly $60,000 up into the hundreds of thousands. So you got to imagine, where is that money coming from? That's a very important topic. Where is the money coming from? The money is coming from your tax dollars and my tax dollars. And then on top of it, this open border that's happened during the last administration and the wall being stopped. Should we have a wall? I mean, how many of you in the chat right now hit a one if you think we should have a wall? Do other countries have way stricter policies than we do? You bet they do. You can't just go trompsing into Dubai or any other countries like that without having some type of ramifications against you. I mean, you go bop your ass in to Dubai or Saudi. Go see what happens to you in Saudi if you cross their border illegally. The a lot of times because they like to take our eyes off of one thing and shift them to another to keep us. Hey John, what's going on? Hey Skippy. They like to divert our attention, and it's really like a big circus and it's a big show. And just like with the election, everybody thinks that Trump is going to come in and rescue the United States. The wheels are turning here in the United States. The wheels have been turning for the last few decades. Are we going to be able to change that? The thing is the United States economy is set up to crumble. And being in the prepping community, people better get on point because Trump nor anyone else in the federal government is going to be able to save you. And that's the bottom line. I think that he will start a mass deportation. I really do. I think that he will definitely start a mass deportation. Um, I hope that he doesn't separate or alienate people that are here legally. Well, John, and people do need to get actively involved. That's why I always say that we need to get actively involved in our state, our county, and our city governments. Because without the help of people like you and me, we're all screwed. We can't just rely on the federal government because they're not always going to pull us out of tragedies. What the heck? Hey, Ben, welcome to the chat. I just truly believe that people have to, it's kind of like the old saying that, when a kid is doing bad in the community, it takes that whole village to straighten that kid up. It doesn't rely just on the parents, and that's where we've also failed our future generations with the shit that's going on in public schools. I actually got into an argument or a debate, however you want to say it, the other day with someone because they said those things are not happening in the public schools. And I said, what do you think's happening in the public schools? Too many parents have relied on the public schools to raise their children, to implement morals and learning how to write, and instead of teaching them at home. Do you think they should change the law so we can own land instead of basically renting it? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If we want to get into a deep conversation, like honestly, that's why we pay taxes. That's why we have a birth certificate. That birth certificate they trade around the world. They make money off your back and my back. Everyone has a straw man. And that straw man is when you sign on the dotted line, right? Just drop property tax. But they won't do that, Stephanie. They won't do that. Think back into the 1800s when people used to race for land. And if you got there and you got your stake in the land, it was yours free and clear. There was no taxes. Why did we break off away from other country? Because we wanted to be represented, and we're not being represented. The middle class is getting stomped. If you're paying taxes, you're playing their games. I own my land outright and don't pay any taxes for anything. And King James, honestly, if people would wake up, they would realize that taxation is voluntary. Taxation is voluntary even on your income. We volunteer by signing the dotted line, and they use our straw man against us. When I lived in the state of Missouri, I got a piece of paper in the mail, and the piece of paper, I showed it on the channel. That piece of paper said that I was voluntarily signing the piece of paper to agree to pay personal property tax on things that had been taxed for years. I wrote, I can't remember the number, I think it's 310.20. And so I wrote that on the paper and returned it to him. I went to get my plates. And people on the channel are like, they're going to get you when you go get your plates for your car. And the lady said to me, did you pay your personal property tax? I said, personal property tax on what? You're already collecting on my vehicle plates, and now you want me to pay personal property tax again on that car? I said, I filled out that form and sent it in. And she said, okay. And she handed me my plates. They came at me again this year when I renewed my plates. And I also stood up and showed them the documentation. I told them to make sure they shredded it and threw it in the trash can. See, they have manipulated the words in documents so that we agree to sign those documents without really knowing what our rights are. That's the truth. And if each one of us continues to go with the system that's so broke, the system that's so broken that they've manipulated people over generation after generation to pay property taxes, pay this, pay that, when in reality, what it ends up being is that you are just renting your property until you stop the cycle of bullshit. That's the truth. It is a battle. Most people don't understand the game, and that's right, because we don't take the time to look at the language. And the language of what they're saying for us to do and what we agree to do without knowing the real laws is the issue. When you can manipulate a population to do what you want them to do to help them better themselves so that they can retire with a 6-digit income for the rest of their lives, while you and me agree to exactly what natural born Scorpio is saying. It is contractual slavery. And that's the truth. Hey, stepping in it. I used my social security number to pay my college loan. It accepted the payment, then added it back to the balance. Interesting. Learn to play the game. And the thing is it's a massive paper game. It's a massive paper game. And that's why we have a huge problem in the United States, because there's no checks and balances. And what'll end up happening, what's going to end up happening is BRICS is going to kick the USA's ass. Because now Trump is going to try for a gold-backed currency. But we should have never got off the gold-backed currency that was backed by gold. Why did we do that? So that there would be no checks and balances and they could just print out paper after paper. And pretty soon, our money, our paper money, will be just like the money in Jamaica, where they burn it in the trash can because it isn't worth shit. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Natural born Scorpio, do you have a channel? I like what you're writing in the chat, man, and you're right. People don't realize about the straw man. They don't realize that the prison system is a way to keep people in slave labor. They don't realize that real freedom is when you step outside of the box and you stop paying for things that you don't have to, because your straw man is not you. We'll own nothing and be happy. And I'll tell you what, another thing, Jacob, is they use that little window of opportunity to put the hammer down on people around the world, because people cooperated and were manipulated by advertising that the government officials did, that movie stars did, showing the Kool-Aid of the month. And they're still pushing it. Yeah. Kamala needed our support and we failed her. So either way, man, either way, if you truly believe that Trump is going to save the day, or the Kamala Harris camel toe, or if you believe that the Republicans or the Democrats are going to save your life, you're living illusion. You're living in an illusion. Because if I ran a multi-billion-dollar corporation, I'll be damned if any of you in this chat, or anybody on YouTube, or anybody around the world, or anybody in this country is going to vote for my officers. Me and a friend of mine had this conversation last night. Do you think that I would really trust you to vote in the president? See, everybody's been sold a big bill of goods. You can believe what you want. You can believe what you want. But the bottom line is it's a real shit show. And you won't be here long. Bryson, I've been on YouTube taken down and put back up. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of YouTube or social media platforms. I think if Harris was stayed more progressive in the style of Sanders, I think she could have done better. but she tried to pivot to the middle like Clinton. There's so many. Trump is the GOAT. I can rent an apartment even though I can buy the entire building because of credit, aka debt. And debt is the big game. I won't be here. Who's this British fool? Now that's some funny shit right there. I'm definitely not a Brit. Born and raised in the USA, right here in the heartland. That's hilarious, man. They're closing in on you. Remember, you won't even be watching Cornhub anymore. It's going to be a weird world. We needed a strong black woman in the White House. Shit, we need to clean all of them out of the White House. They're all corrupt. And Andrew, I'm sorry to disagree with you on this, man. It might piss you off, and if it does, oh well, life goes on. But honestly, look at the history, Andrew. Look at the history of Camel Toe. And then maybe you will wake up and realize something totally different. You know, she has some really shady connections to things in California and a raid in particular that happened there. Hey, T Long, what's up, John? We need no more rich asshole anymore, just people and freedom, lots of peasants and kings. Joey, man, that's true. Why are we picking people on race? Did we learn nothing from Jacob? Good point, man. Good point. It's about good people. Oh, Ben, because I'm not a fucking hypocrite, dude. I'm not a hypocrite. See, okay, if you want to get on the cross on my neck, we can get on that. You know, who were the apostles? Who were the apostles, Mr. Bryson? Oh no, Mr. Ben. Who were the apostles? Since you want to be a smartass, let's talk about this a minute. Let's talk about this a minute, Ben. You got me going. This is a good one. So, Ben, who were the apostles? They were thieves. They were murderers. Oh yeah, they were. God didn't come here for the hypocrite. You know, you can be kick Ben out. No, leave him, man. The cross does not represent Jesus, idiot. Uh, Gee, man. Oh, probably some Ben. You know, take it easy there, bro. Here we go. Get him, Connor. Tell him a thing or two, man. That's the funny thing, is everybody wants to be so politically correct. Can't okay, Andrew, don't cry and whine. Okay, we'll call her Kamala. I am not for Trump or Kamala. Let's get that right. I am not for the Republicans or the Democrats. I'm not for either one of them because they don't represent the people of America. They represent the lobbyists. They represent the invested interest. They represent the 3%ers and the 1%ers, dude. Y'all are killing me. You know what? Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a keyboard warrior. Don't be a puff marshmallow ass. Be real. And the real thing is people have too much faith in the political parties instead of, do you want to afford groceries? I afford them every day, man. How are you doing? I'm doing good. From Morocco. Glad you're here. Oh, gee, man. Ben's definitely a Brit. Stephanie. Oh, I love these comments. She slept her way to the top. Kamala. Well, I wonder what else she did. Bryce, Jesus Lord, only name I have ever called out to, and crazy weird stuff happens. Yahweh is truth and the way and the life. Bryson. Let's go in the chat. Y'all are really rocking it tonight. We get on, you should never talk about politics or religion on your channel because it just gets people in a stir crazy. It gets them stir crazy. But don't be a puff marshmallow ass, like let it rip, people. Like let it go. Let's see it. Let's see it. Trump for a third term. Oh, you want Trump for a king? I only serve one king. Sorry, Connor. See, that's the problem. Is the movement behind Trump going to set us up for a repeat of history? That's the big question. Are we going to repeat the history of what happened during WW2? Yeah, John, it is. It's the a-hole club. Let it rip, people. Be an a-hole. Let it out. Let your real feelings out tonight. Trump 2024. In today's world, ignorance isn't choice. But do you see this, natural born? You know, people think that Trump is going to come in and rescue the day. My God, people wake up. It's a fucking shit show. It's a Wesley, welcome to the chat. I'm going to show that. Wesley, let it rip. Let it rip. Who am I for? I'm for the people. I'm for the people of America. I'm for the people of the world. You know, the thing is people believe too much in big government. And until we take back the rights in states and take back our God-given rights, they can't take that away. George, do what you got to do, man. If he's an asshole, that's why you're a mod. Do what you do. The world's a stage, and it's all a political theater. Man, I like you, dude. I really like you, Scorpio. That is the truth. And they show us what they want to show us. They want the kid vote. You know, yeah, it's crazy, the shit that's going on, right? The government should be so small that it doesn't matter who's in office. Wesley, boom, you nailed it. Until we stand up as American people, that is the huge fucking thing right there. Is Trump for the people? Are any of them for the people? Like, I mean, honestly, think about this. Think about this in a realistic way. If somebody let's just take an old person, Charles Manson, for example. He was on death row forever. He committed some hideous crimes. And we put him in the White House. Would you vote for him? Just saying. I don't believe either one of them are for the people. That's the truth. You, Stephanie, you do believe that Trump is for the people. George doesn't. Weldon Ald, gays for Trump. You better go read what Trump stands for. He definitely doesn't like the gays. What crime did Charles Manson commit? Murder. No, it's not. If you take somebody, no, it's not a stretch. It's thinking about this in a realistic, down-to-earth way. Would you want to have anybody? This is the problem, is people are so blindsided. It's not a big stretch. We have two parties, and if you look into the backgrounds of the parties, if they would release the Jeffrey Epstein list, it would blow people's minds who was involved on that island, Republican and Democrat. And then maybe people would go, If you look back in history, even on Trump, Trump was once a Democrat. You know, these people that are in political offices change from year to year, day to day, because they go where they can get more money. He was a Democrat and everyone loved him. Yeah? Hey, Huga. Trump is the best, don't you forget. You're serving the wrong king, just saying. Serving the wrong king. Ah, Ben, so weird that Trump uses Epstein's plane as his campaign transportation. Two parties, 99% of the time, it's two sides of the same coin. Boom! Wesley, let it rip, bro. Let it rip. That's the truth right there. That is the truth. Thank you, Silence. That's the only king I'll serve. Oh, T, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, but I think you need to go to sleep. I think you need to, that's all you got to say. You are. Compare Trump to Kamala. Who do you think is more transparent? I think they're both evil. He's right here. He's right there, Huga. He didn't win though. Yes. And that's the problem right there, Wesley. If we would have term limits where these guys and women like Pelosi, let's not bring Pelosi into this conversation, but if we would have term limits, right? And if we stopped their six-digit income when they came out of office, if we'd stopped the private limo, the private bodyguards, all this shit, I bet they wouldn't want to stay so long. What's up, Josh? What's up, man? Drop some knowledge, Josh. Good to see you. We can agree on Jesus. We can agree that Trump is only human, but I believe he is much better for us. I'm thinking of starting an OnlyFans, nothing too nasty though. We need term limits. Ban lobbyists, make it, yeah. Well, and that's the truth, man. That's good. Thank you, George. Trump isn't perfect, but he offers significantly more for the working class. Do you really believe that, Matt? Oh my God, people are so blindsided by politics. The year of illusion. The year of illusion. There you go, Josh. Everybody should go have to serve a year in the military or a year in the government, and then we would all realize how crazy fuckers they are. That's the truth. People seem to forget what Trump did in his first term. Operation Warp Speed, 6.2 trillion, increasing the national debt, etc., etc. But he didn't take, come on now. He didn't take his wages. But why would you take your wages when you have to have so many people watching after you that it's more than your wages? See, people don't get the big picture. They don't get the big picture. And the big picture is this: Big brother government setting up in DC is not for you. It's not for the working class people. Trump is the truth and justice. So sad. So sad. They can all suck rocks. Let him have it, Huga. Let him have it. He donated all of his wages to charity. No, he didn't. Oh, well, he donated his wages to charity because it costs like triple to watch after him. As a middle class blue collar worker, combat vet, happy Veterans Day, everyone that's a vet. Navy here. My income got better under Trump. My VA health care was given choice for first time. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It was a woman's turn. Maybe if we had decent women running for president or vice president, maybe, Andrew. Maybe. You need to look up the history. You need to look up the history of her. 82nd Airborne. God bless her. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Which was apparently a military operation, they're saying. Suck rocks is in the Constitution. Really? Huga? Harris is a poor girl. Wow. Yeah. If you're in the military, if you're a veteran, drop what branch and what year. Me, 1983, you at the United States Navy. The right woman. Hugo, we're going to put you in the White House. You might be the right woman. Hugo's got a heart of gold. I play spades and all the trump cards are black. Army, 2004 to 2009. Thank you, Wesley. Any other service members in the chat? Any other service members? Think about the poor immigrants. You know, the immigration system is really jacked up. I'm trying to legally bring someone here, and it's a process, and it's a disastrous process. It's going to take them 4 months just to look at my tax record, just to be able to bring my wonderful Filipina here. And it's bullshit. I told her maybe we should sneak her across the southern border. Then she would get, I don't even think we have to sneak her. She could just walk right across. Thinking about joining, how fun was the Navy? No, I wasn't on a ship. I was on an island. We support immigration. We support Venezuela. How do we all feel about a Hillary? Oh, shit, Jacob. Oh, no, Jacob. No. Open the borders for all. You're fucking crazy, dude. You're fucking crazy. You think we already don't have a strain on the resources in the United States and you want to open the borders? Come one, come all. Bring your hand, get your hand out. But we can't take care of our own people. We can't take care of our own veterans. We can't even take care of our kids. We have people living paycheck to paycheck. Come on. Fuck. Are you fucking serious? Open the borders for all. It's one thing that this country was built on. You know, none of us are true 100% Americans. I mean, let's talk the truth. None of us are. But to open the borders for all, we have the money. Really? Andrew, where are you from? Are you from California, dude? I'm just asking for a friend. I think you've lost your everlasting mind. No, JR. That's Josh, George. Make high school end at 16, then force them to go into the military. If people knew what the end game was, they better understand what's happening today. Oh, connect the dots, dot to dot. But see, that's the problem is people cannot see past the end of their fucking nose to really know what the end game is. They deserve a chance. Andrew, they deserve a chance at the American dream. Everyone deserves a chance at the American dream. I'm not saying they don't, dude. What I'm saying is come here legally, but also what I'm saying is they should make it the show a little easier to be able to come in. They should make it a little easier. But oh, Lord help us. Lord help us for real. This country is thoughts on Justin Trudeau. Oh, that he's fucking clone. That he's a weasel. Yeah, you got to legally come into the United States. It's the only way. Sparkle socks. Hooga, is that like a puff marshmallow ass? Probably is. It probably is. Y'all, I'm going to get off here. I hope that everybody has a great night. But we're gonna take it out with we know what we're made of. Keep giving them hell and keep speaking the truth. Don't be scared of social media. We may be small, but we are not weak. We are more than the kids you see, more than the kids you see. Yeah, we know that the world's in pain, and everyone's on a different. Everybody have a great night. Keep on doing the dang thing. Good to see you, Josh. Big prepper hugs, everyone. Thank you, Stephanie. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Skip and Tin, for being here. All right, see y'all. God bless from here in Colorado to wherever you're at. Make it count. Keep on doing the dang thing. I'll see y'all soon. I got some dental shit going on tomorrow, so it'll be a few days. Peace, love, light, and hope. Always love hard, forgive often. God bless y'all.